the Kia Ceed GT. The face of the new Ceed generation already looks somewhat sporty, the GT, then with some sportier spoilers and some very interesting accentuations, not only the GT badge, but also you can see in this comp style grille there's a red accentuation right there, and it varies from the vision angle. It's really interesting right there. The length is at 4 meters 31, 14'1" or 170 inches. And the most interesting aspect about this vehicle is the all-new platform that is shared with the Hyundai i30. You can see here the wheels, usually with the normal seat, come with 15-inch, 16-inch, 17-inch. And here the GT, you can also get them with the top 18-inch. With red accentuation right there. Finally, in the third generation, Kia decided to drop the act with writing Ceed in a very complicated way. So it's just CEED now, just those letters, and that's it. Well, you don't get hydraulic struts, but you do get several engines for the Kia Ceed. In general, there's the 1.4 liter naturally aspirated engine, 100 horsepower. Then there's the 1 liter turbo, 120 horsepower. A 1.4 liter turbo, 140 horsepower, about 9 seconds in the acceleration. And then this one here in the GT, the 1.6 liter turbo petrol engine with 204 horsepower, 7-speed DCT, dual clutch transmission or also a manual gearbox. 7.4 seconds is the acceleration to 100 kilometers or 62 miles an hour. Then you also have a sporty scheme for the rest of the interior with red contour stitches, for example at the inside of this flat bottom steering wheel, GT floor mats together with aluminum pedals. Then there are also fabric and fabric leatherette mix seats for the normal seat. Here for the GT you have sport seats with more shoulder support. Now getting inside. Well, it's a compact hatch and it also really feels like that, but the main difference to the previous generation is that here you feel a little bit more spacious. So this one leaves you more air basically than the previous generation. That's really good. And here we go with the interior overview. Soft touch here at the top part and also right there. I really don't like the split right there, but for example the Volkswagen Golf has the very same split here. Well, maybe they find a better solution at some time here. For example, in the Seat Leon, they have like this element right there, and then the cut right there does not really, pay a lot of attention. This is maybe a more elegant solution. No, we always find those details in the vehicles. The steering wheel has a great size and also is slim enough for very sporty handling. Great build quality here at the knobs at the steering wheel, also with some clicking sound. You control the cruise control right there on the left side, for example, also to mute the music. Then you get 5, 7 or 8-inch screen. This one is the biggest 8-inch screen. Already the 7-inch screen has a GPS and also the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay connection. And this is all done via touch. Soon a little bit more details to that. I like that they, on the other hand, all have still manual controls. Now again those warning sounds. Then here for example, what's now? There we go. Easy to control the climate unit here, also with a digital view. Feels good, everything here once more. It's such an easy control also for the Steering wheel heating system right there, just an easy knob also for the heated seats. The instrument cluster is rather analog and sporty. Reminds me a little bit of Alfa Romeo with those very deep instruments. In the middle part we have a small digital screen. There you can have, for example, the consumption info or a digital speedometer. This one here when you drive a little bit sportier. But as I said, we can also score a little bit better consumption if we like to. And a little bit more info about the infotainment. Here we have the Apple CarPlay. And let's see, when I play some music right there, this option JBL sound system sounds quite good actually. So very nice pick if you like music. Can we still use the GPS? Yeah, we can use GPS while playing the Apple CarPlay music. However, here still no pinch and zoom possible. Not sure why they went for that. And the rear view camera, well, the resolution could be a little bit better. Other than that, it does a good job and also nice to have it. And it also shows the direction you are steering to. Well, then you guys might wonder again, oh, so many extra features Thomas has shown us and then the price is already like going nuts. Well, not here in this case. The car, as it stands here right now, you can still get for about 30k, so 30,000 euros. In Germany, that would be the German price, and I think that's quite decent, also considering what we already have. Let's now get in the rear, and this is one of the very few problems of this vehicle. You don't have so much rear legroom. I actually, as you know, when I'm driving here, and yes, this seat is not slid way back there, so I have turned the ignition on, that it's actually forward the seat. And still, for 4 adults, no chance in here when they are tall. Well, headroom is not a problem. Still leave some more room above my head, but here as for the knees, really a big problem. And this is even worse here with those sport seats. If you have the normal seat, where the seats are a little bit slimmer, then you have a little bit more legroom. Taking a look at the trunk here in length, it's about 80 centimeters and in width it's a little bit more than a meter. About 400 liters in capacity. That's better than in the previous generation and also easier to load things in and out. Welcome to Thomas's active driving lounge today, and let's put in that sport mode that gives us a little bit more exhaust sound and also turns up the gears a little bit more. And we use the shifting pedals because I just feel like doing so. Nice response from that steering wheel. Oh, a little bit slip on the front tires. Gonna need a differential right there. Second gear, up this next corner. See a little bit losing the grip on the front tires again. Wow, what a great handling. Nice. That feels like a rally vehicle. Nice. Whoa, this is a lot of fun, guys. Amazing. So, you've already seen, I pushed the car a little bit to the limit. So, yeah, those front-wheel driven hot hatches do have some limit, you know, because when you really hammer it, it just starts spinning. And well, those with the front wheel differential, well, you know, differential on the front axle, limited slip differential, they can reduce that effect a little bit, yes. But even not there, you know, it's not entirely possible. But still, a lot of fun. Good with this new chassis that gives you a neutral feeling, a really stiff feeling of the vehicle. So chassis-wise, good job, or job well done, so to say. Also the shifting pedals here, this is really cool to use. So since we have those, you will not miss a manual version of this vehicle. There is one, yes, and if you like it, you can just go for that one. But I would really recommend this dual clutch transmission because it gives you more comfort in traffic and also very nice to use downhill and also uphill with the shifting. Oh, some birds. Always watch birds on the road. They're first, we're second. Cool. This vehicle is a lot of fun, I can tell you. Really, a lot of fun. What about some motorway driving? Put to the sport mode here too. You can hear some more of that sound. Shift back a gear. And hear some quite decent sound, although it's not too loud, definitely. You can always use those shifting pedals here with the dual clutch transmission. That's really good, and they feel as it would be from very good quality, so it's really fun to shift them here as well. You can also use the lower shifting gear, and again, when you push forward, the gear goes up. When you pull it, the gear goes down, and I think we all agree it should be the other way around. A lot of manufacturers have that this way, and I still don't know why. It's not really intuitive, I think. Well, but you can also pull to the right side again. You go to the automatic mode once more. And now we'll stay at about 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour. And I have to say, maybe the noise insulation is a little bit better than in the previous generation, but I don't think it's as in top-notch in the segment overall. It's quite okay, but definitely not top-notch. I think you can also pick that up on camera. Well, suspension-wise, when you're just driving in the city, this one is a sport suspension. You have to be aware of that. So if you're seeking comfort only, then you would not exactly go for that. Then you would go for a normal Kia Ceed or maybe pick a GT line, just get the visuals. This one here is definitely stiffer, so you also lose some comfort in your everyday driving. However, it's not that stiff that it's unrideable or something. If you want to have the GT, you also get it. And you can definitely compare it with the Hyundai i30N. It's the same car somewhat on a technology base. They're using the same platform. And you can also compare the suspension setup. So if you rate those two against the Golf GTI, which is in a lot of countries the benchmark in this segment, at least in Europe, also sales figures wise, the Golf GTI has a relatively forgiving suspension setup, so rather soft, because this DCC, the dynamic chassis control with the adaptive suspension, evens out quite a lot then. And this one here, as the i30N from Hyundai, is a little bit more set to the sporty side from the base setup. And now to our conclusion for today with the Kia Ceed GT. In this new generation, they've strengthened the platform. You feel it while driving. It is somehow more evolved and more stable, sportier while driving. Feels very good. You also have more room in the front and in the trunk. However, on the rear seats, you do not have too much space. You have to be aware of that. The material quality, especially on the inside, has been improved significantly. It's really good, you know, how the stuff feels, and they really closed the gap to the competition right there. Overall, feels like a very well-evolved car. The infotainment system could be a little bit more up-to-date as for example, the car internal GPS. Then again, some more room on the back seats would have been good. Yeah, some more displacement I would also wish, because over 200 horsepower from 1.6 liter. Yeah, you know, a lot of manufacturers are doing that these days. I'm not really a big fan of it. However, it was super much fun to drive this vehicle. Just remember those corners over there, really cool to drive. And then yeah, I think you can also forgive that you don't have a limited slip differential in the front there. It's not set to be out to be the sportiest one in this very hot hatch segment. It doesn't have to be. I think it's also a clever choice to search that niche a little bit below Hyundai i30N, below the Golf GTI. You know, you have some decent comfort somewhat. However, the suspension is set out on a sporty tone. You have to be aware of that. But I think the greatest point of this vehicle here is, you know, it's not a super excellent vehicle overall, but it's a good vehicle at an excellent price-performance ratio. Both, or maybe even more so, the standard Kia Ceed in the new generation, and also here, if you take it a little bit sporty here with the Kia Ceed GT. What do you think? Leave me your comments about that vehicle. Let's discuss it, and I hope to see you also next time, and also tune in to our competitor reviews, for example, the Golf GTI or the Hyundai i30N or the Honda Civic Type R. all with a little bit different position price-wise and horsepower-wise, but all interesting to compare.